Today I want to talk about gaining authority. Alright? So, I look at C.F.R. 31202, subsection 202.3. That's the Code of Federal Regulations, subsection 202.3. Authorization. Okay? That discusses the authorization. Of as far as like who can do treasury bonds or bonds to the treasury. You have to get in contact with the treasury. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to do all of that, but the fact of the matter is this is actually just discussing things that you have to do some research on. As far as when it comes to knowledge of the process, you have to know what collateral security is as well, okay, which is on subsection 202.6, okay. As far as writing this in the description, I'm not going to write this in the description. You're going to have to pause it and really listen. But the fact of the matter is, this is stuff that I've learned, that I know about, things that we as individuals should be processing, should be actually trying to, comprehend how to do these things lawfully. Okay. So what you're doing is you're being a banker for yourself, okay? You're actually taking a hold. You're actually setting aside the fact that you've realized that living in your citizenship status has injured you, and it's injured me. But I've actually, suffered real legal issues and different situations. But the thing is that you realize that it has injured you, and you have actually staked a claim. So in this injury, it has notified you that it feels that it is in debt. It's going to pay you somehow, some way. So it's basically like saying, all right, so then I'm going to do the banking for you. The person just it's to me, it's like slavery at its finest. That's my opinion. And it's like, instead of enslaving humanity, like, they can choose to work and utilize their enslavement however they wish, however they choose. So if you choose to go to school and get a good career, then you actually you chose that. You used the tool they gave you, which was your name. And what I'm saying is, you actually put it to use. You got an education. So it depends on how you use the tool, and the tool is your name. So I mean, I'm trying to just break it down easy for people. So the number one thing is that taking a hold of who you are is by actually knowing the code, and knowing that that you comprehend the status. I tell my people, don't understand anything. Um, don't answer yes, no, okay, and I understand, ever. You basically tell them, I don't answer questions, but you receive every answer from any statement I provide. But anyways, aside from that, you got to remember that there are parts in the United States Code that already explain all of this. If you're really confused about all of this, where to look or what to look, you want to get the jurisprudence, Florida jurisprudence, whatever. Get American jurisprudence, whatever you want to do. What it does is, the Florida jurisprudence is like, I guess you could say, like the big almanac or encyclopedia of all the law. So and it's actually, if not, look it up online if you're new to this. But the thing of the matter is, you want to know what gaining authority is. Okay, you want to gain authority in the most possible way, in the most lawful way, that you can, exercising everything in your creative mind. So, for instance, let's say you're trying to gain authority. You want to open a trust. Instead of just opening a trust, you want to have the individuals, but let's say you don't have family, you don't have friends, who knows, but you're just studying this stuff, um, then you're gonna have to open a business, open a trade name, and then do your financing statements, whatever you want to call them. I mean, the thing is you as an individual determine what documents you want to file and what you want to put on file. So the thing is, you want to put, you know, your information that you're going to be operating under, and you want to make sure that there's a third party involved, because if you as an individual can't can't find anybody that you can work with, and another person, or I don't know, maybe you have bad family that's shysters, or negative, or they're just crooked, whatever you want to call them. The fact is, I think we all go through that. So you might want to do it on your own. You know what I mean? And you might need to institute the ways in the law. And I'm talking about really utilizing the law, not trying to do what everybody else does. Because some people are printing bonds, excuse me. Some people are printing bonds and certificates, and they're not doing the right process. It's like you think that the system owes you something, and the system doesn't owe you anything. The system is built the way it's built, and it's actually effective. It keeps criminals where they need to be. And honestly, if you're how do you say, a person that is like can't configure morality and humanity, and you just don't, you have no consideration, then I don't believe this is for you. I mean, that's my opinion, but the fact of the matter is, a lot of individuals, they know of this stuff, but they don't know the depths of it. Okay. um, as far as regarding any of that, that's another path. But what I'm trying to explain is, when it comes to gaining authority or authorization, in regarding your paperwork and creating bonds and certificate bonds and promissory notes and other stuff, regarding the whole process, I've learned that you actually have to know certain processes, certain paperwork, certain names of certain things. You got to know these certain codes. Okay, so there's actually a portion here under 9304, Title 3 of the U.S. Code. Um, it's I think it's Title 31, actually saying, before becoming a surety under surety corporation, must file with Secretary of Treasury: 1. Articles of incorporation. 2. Statement of the assets and liabilities of the corporation, signed and sworn. So, I mean, if you're familiar with the process, then you already realize that once you do the UCC statement, then you actually should have a statement of the assets and liabilities of the corporation, signed and sworn. So now your next process would be to articles of incorporation, of course. And I'm just trying to notify you because most people after that, they open a trust, but they get their birth certificate certified. So I'm just putting this out there to let you know, so that way you can comprehend the process, you know, as far as what individuals need to do. There's actually, on 31 C.F.R. 225.3, pledge of government obligations in lieu of a bond with surety or sureties. 31 C.F.R. subsection 380.0. What do these regulations govern? So it actually gives you a little thing that you just got to do the research. When it gives you a code, look it up. Treasury Financial Manual. Chapter 6000, Foreign Checks and Currency Drawn on Foreign Banks. Chapter 1000, Deposits for Credit to Treasuries. General Account, TL3. This is just information that led me to certain information. Basically, it talks about bill of exchanges, due bill of redemption, certified drafts, Redemption certificates is not really mentioned. Okay, I'm just saying when it comes down to it, a lot of individuals are putting redemption certificate, and I think it's unlawful because they're not finding anything in the law. They're just naming things, but you have to find the tools and the components, and you got to put them together the right way. Um, Basically, I wrote a note here. They must all be presented to the United States or to the U.S. Treasury or the comptroller of the currency. And also, and I don't know if you have to do them both, but I'm doing a little more research. As far as any of that, I have other people that are actually like, they give me some information. We trade information. We talk. However, there's other individuals that we know that have done the process. A lot of people are actually successful in some of this, but I think it's very meticulous. And I'm just trying to share some of this information as I go along. You know. So, anyways, it actually notifies that also it must have financial value or legal validity. So you look those words up. What is financial value and what is legal validity, right? It notifies that I'm saying this is information and notes that I got. Must have account numbers encoded in the MICR style. Print along the bottom of the edge of the document with valid ABA routing numbers. Must be person authorized by the U.S. government, okay, to issue such instruments. So I'm just saying, the fact of the matter is this, okay? If you want to know about like the process is basically notifying you that the presentment of such documents it'll be a violation of 18 U.S. Code 514. 18 U.S. Code 514 of under fictitious obligations. So the thing is as an individual, I think we should be wise, know your steps, okay, and realize that every step that you take can be crucial. As far as anything, Part 1, Chapter 25 of the 18 U.S. Code, subsection 513, number 3, the term security, starts talking about certain things as far as certificate of deposits, interest, coupons, bill check, draft warrants, warrant, debenture, negotiable bill of lading, evidence of indebtedness, certificate of interest in or participation in any profit sharing agreement, collateral, trust certificate, pre-organization certificate of subscription, certificate of interest, intangible or tangible. Oh, no, it says intangible or intangible property. So, what I'm saying is, security also is an instrument evidencing ownership, okay, of goods, wares, WARES, or merchandise. Any other written instrument commonly known as security, you know what I mean, is, I guess, privatized. Um, it's basically saying any other written instrument is commonly known as security. Um, so basically, just knowing what the information is. I'm trying to read out these notes I made, but basically, the number one thing that you're trying to do is privatize your legal name, and some call it a trust. Record the necessary UCC filings. Open up the Treasury Directory account. Establish receiver/administration of the account. Set up mandatory discharge fiduciary contract with Secretary of Treasury. However, some of them documentation, this is where you get creative because you don't want to do anything anyone else has done. Okay, you want to be similar but not exactly alike. Okay, so the thing is you want it to be better and lawful. Okay, so you want to lawfully notify the Secretary. You know what I mean, of the Treasury. And there's ways in the law. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Look up the United States Code because there's ways in this United States Code to do it. It explains it all. Okay? But you're gonna have to notify the IRS, Washington D.C., through tacit acquiesce, whatever they want to call it, because these people a lot of times do not respond. And the thing is once you realize that you're in a predicament where they don't respond, you have to give them a notification. You know what I mean? Um, so the thing is a lot of people, have a lot of conclusions on what it is that's going to happen, or what can happen, or what will happen, or I think if you take your stance as to who you are and be honorable, then you shouldn't have a problem, you know. But as far as who we are, like a lot of people try to make it look as if like you're worse than what you are or whatever, and that they don't expect the best of you or whatever. Like some people don't like how you respond to things, or your delivery or whatever. The number one thing is this: you can't change who you are. Okay, so you can be the best you can be, and if people expect a certain response from you, then you as a person have a duty to be you in the end. Okay, and no one should try to change that, no matter what. Okay, so nobody should sit there and be like, you should be like this or you should be like that. But it's like, no, because no one should project their thought of you as if you're being that way. Okay, so the fact of the matter is that's projecting insecurity on other people. Okay, and what I'm trying to say is a lot of people have that problem. A lot of people want to tell you what you should do and have no experience whatsoever, or they have no how do you say, application. They've never applied nothing. They always, they end up in the same situation as everyone else and think that you should row the boat along with them, when you're actually the one navigating the boat. So and that's not everybody, but that's on top of that. Everyone should navigate their own boat. Everyone should learn how to build this engine and learn how to, put this engine on their boat. We got all the parts, but you still want to use the paddle. And we could be there in no time. But you still want to use the paddle, and you insist on me using the paddle when I'm sitting here navigating and building this engine. So, with that said, listen, you guys, be realistic. I guess my number one thing is I'm learning is be respectful. Try to be honorable and try not to have controversy. But it changes your life, and I'm working at it one day at a time. So let's be the best us we can be. God bless you. Let's make America greater.